Hi guys, Graham here, and this time I'm going to be talking about regulations, health and safety in tattooing. This video is probably more directed towards other tattooists and people who are involved in the industry rather than customers, but feel free to watch. You might learn something, you might find it interesting. I was reading the bylaws, this is just the council where I'm tattooing, by the way. They're all different, but I just found some stuff that I wasn't very happy about. So in the bylaws, they were actually made in 1982. That's how out of date they are. 1982. What the hell? How can you... They're still going by this stuff. In the bylaws, it says needles should be disposed of safely or sterilised for reuse. Sterilised for who reuses needles? You can't do, that's actually in the bylaws. It tells you to do that. Reuse needles, sterilise them and reuse them. No one ever does that. They're so cheap. You just buy a new one and stick it in your machine every time. It's so cheap. There's no need to reuse them. Plus, like, you know, they'd get blunt. Oh, and this is another quote, right? This is in the bylaws, man. Where tables or couches are used, they should be covered by a disposable paper sheet, which should be changed after each client. Paper. What's that going to do? I actually know that some people still do that. And why? It's paper. What's paper going to do? Right, you spill blood on that, it goes straight through onto the chair. You cling film it. Cling film just stops it there. It can't get through. This is in the bylaws. And also, when it's talking about inks, it calls them dyes. And they're not dyes, they're pigments. There's a big difference. A dye actually stains something and is completely soluble in water. A pigment just sits under the skin, and it's not, well, it is water soluble, but it's kind of like if you mix it in with water, it's going to make it like a cloudiness. Okay, that was kind of nitpicking, that last one, but that's still in the bylaws and it's stupid. So the actual advice documentation, here's some stuff from that, and that is up to date, bang up to date modern stuff. It's nothing that bad, but it just annoyed me anyway. It says hands should be washed, ideally from a soap dispenser. Well, yeah, you're not going to have a block of soap sitting there on the side in a tattoo shop, are you? You just wash your hands of it every time. It needs to be in a dispenser, and it didn't say anything about the soap having a biocide in it or anything like that. So it could just be Carex or like Asda's own brand. Well, you're not going to use that, are you? Well, actually, to be honest, I know some shops that do. Why? What do you use? Seriously, you're going to get spray from your machine, and a vibrating machine. It's going to be up your arms and stuff. Just use a soap with a biocide in it, and it's going to kill it. Whereas, what's normal hand soap going to do? Make them smell nice. And in the advice documentation, it then says that needles must only be used once and then disposed of. So it's contradicting the bylaws. And in the section about inks, that's all quite good. It says throw the cups away, don't reuse inks for different clients, but it doesn't say anything about pouring it from a safe height. So if you're halfway through a tattoo, you're like, oh no, I'm running low on red ink. I've got apprentice, can you stick out some more red ink for me? It doesn't say anything in there about not having the tip of the ink bottle close to the ink cap, because if you squeeze it close and then you get it in there, then it's got someone's blood in the ink cap because you dip in between say their arm and the ink cap. It's contaminated, that ink cap's got dirty ink in it, it's got blood in it, and then you squeeze in a bottle into it. It just says nothing about that. You know, you've got to check these things. And to be honest, I only skimmed it, but it didn't seem to have any. Even if it was in there, it would have been like just little bits. It didn't have anything specifically saying about bagging and covering everything. Like, I know a lot of shops, well, most shops, probably like 90% of shops, don't bag their machines. What? You're using your machine with like dirty gloves and touching it, and it's getting spray on it from the tattoo you're doing, and they just spray the machine down afterwards. That's like just getting a tube and spraying a tube down afterwards. You bag your machine. Yeah, you can't autoclave a machine, but you know you can bag it. It cuts down on cross contamination. That should just be a standard thing that everyone does. I just don't understand why people don't do it. Machine bags, what, they cost like 0.2 pence each. Just stick one on your machine. It's not a pain in the ass. You just do it. Oh, and they didn't have any. You got to bag your rinse ball as well, because you're picking that up all the way through the tattoo. You got blood on your hand. You don't want to be touching it and then touching the next person, like touching it and then touching the next person, if you see what I mean. So you got to bag that as well. I had nothing written about that in it, and there was a bit in it about freehanding, and freehanding is where you get a pen and you draw directly onto the client with the pen And it didn't say anything about, well, if you're halfway through a tattoo and you lose a bit of a stencil, right? Bearing in mind they've got blood and ink all over their skin. It doesn't say don't get the pen, draw on it, and then use it on someone else, which it should do. It should have all this in it. It should be detailed, because some idiot's going to go and do that, and they're going to draw someone else's blood onto someone and then tattoo it into them. It's going to happen. So it should be in there. There should be everything that you need to know should be clearly, concisely written down. So, you know, quite a few things there. I think the only way that this is going to be solved is by not getting councils to make these things themselves, because, you know, the guy that does our local area, he's good, he knows what he's doing, he's very professional, you know, but he's not a tattooist, and he's not specifically someone who has been employed just to do tattooing for the whole of the UK. There needs to be a governing body. They need to, because it needs to be a regulated industry. It's grown so big that it justifies having a governing body which controls the regulation and puts out documents that everyone has to adhere to. The council, yeah, fair enough, if they get a copy of it, they read through it, but it needs to have everything in it that they need to know, because they're not tattooists. They're not going to know exactly all these little things that we do. Maybe, yeah, like if they're experienced at registering shops, say each city or town, at each different council, they'll probably have about, say, 20 shops within their council, whatever it's called, the area that they have jurisdiction over, I suppose. Then yeah, they're going to get experienced, but then they're probably not going to pick up on stuff for a while until they've had a bit of experience. So there needs to be just something that people can just say, look, this is what is right, this is what they should be doing. Get them to show you how they set up, step by step. If they don't do all these things, then don't register them. Simple as that. And I don't know why no one's done it yet. But anyway, that's my little rant over. Like I said, it's more for tattooists really, so yeah, hopefully someone high up will see this and think about it a bit, but I seriously doubt it. I just wanted to have a rant. So yeah, comment with let me know your thoughts, let me know what you think about this sort of thing, and yeah, like this video if you think it's given you some useful information, and don't forget to subscribe if you like hearing me talk crap, because I'll probably be putting up a lot of videos like this. And yeah, thanks for watching.